2020 is the year of Zoom call mania, and in this tutorial, I'm going to give you some tips and tricks to help you look your best in those Zoom call meetings. Hello friends, GlowMaker here for another makeup tutorial. Today I'm going to talk about Zoom calls. It's kind of the thing to do nowadays, and I was talking to my very genius cousin, and she was sharing some really interesting ideas about being in these Zoom call meetings. One thing she mentioned was that she was pretty much the only person in her meetings nowadays that actually took the time to get ready, to put on makeup, to do their hair, to put on some decent clothing in order to have these professional business meetings. And that blew my mind, right? And that she would actually receive feedback saying, thank you so much for being professional looking, for making the mood a little bit more normal. Thank you for being the best thing to look at in the Zoom call meeting. And as I was talking to her, she said, you should do a Zoom call tutorial. And I thought, yes, genius cousin, I will and I shall. And thank you for the idea. Let's get to it. The first thing I want you to think about when we get ready for a Zoom call meeting is your clothing. If you are fair-skinned especially, it is better to stick with neutral to light colors when you are on the Zoom call, because Zoom video is different from this video right here. You're actually going to get some feedback from the camera, and if you, especially if you're pale skin, if you put on dark colors, that contrast, you're gonna look like you're blown out. So sticking with white, neutral colors is going to look better on camera for you. Second thing, hair. A lot of us like to kind of play with our hair while we're filming. I know sometimes I struggle with it, but when we're on a professional call, that can be kind of distracting. So if you're going to wear your hair down, maybe spray it so that it stays in place and you're not constantly flinging it from your face, or putting it in a braid would be nice. Even putting it in a well-manicured ponytail is gonna work. You're gonna look put together. So those are the two things before we even get on our Zoom call that we should pay attention to: our clothing, not too busy, not too dark, and also our hair. So now let's talk makeup. On Zoom, it's going to be a little bit hard to pick up your makeup. So and what I mean by that is to pick up the colors of your makeup, or even the fact that you're wearing makeup at all. You're gonna have to go just a little tad heavier with your makeup so that you can see it in the call, and not like clown see it, but just that it stands out, and that you can see color on your face and you're not washed out. Okay, I'm gonna be using, of course, my mascara makeup in order to do this demo, but one thing I wanna talk about is Stay Spray, because I haven't yet had a chance. So this is Stay Spray. It comes in regular, and then it comes with SPF. If you struggle with oil like I do not recommend the SPF Stay Spray. You should stick just to the classic. And if you're oily like me, then I highly recommend, before you put anything on, giving 1 to 2 sprays on a little sponge and dabbing it in the places where you get oily. So for me, that's right on my nose, on my forehead, even here on the temples of my eyes, and definitely on my chin. So I put that on, I let it dry just a bit, and then I can move on with my next step. I'm going to be using Tarte Eye Primer. Like I've said before, it's not my favorite, and as soon as I run out of it, I'm getting there, I'm going to replace it. If you guys have any suggestions on eye primer, I would love to know. I'd love to give it a try. I always look for semi-clean products that are affordable, that work, and that have a good pigment. So I have oily eyelids, and I definitely need a primer on my eyelids, but I do like one with color because it's gonna just make your eyeshadow stand out. So you're not using so much eyeshadow to get the pigment to show through. And with mascara, they're highly pigmented eyeshadows, and it's gonna even make their eyeshadows go much farther and last you a whole lot longer. Okay, so eyes are primed, Stay Spray on. The first thing I'm gonna do Mascara comes in a handy compact, right? We open it up, we have everything we need. I'm using 2 compacts today just because I didn't really feel like squishing it into one or moving my other stuff around. So we're just gonna use 2. I have my Buffy brush, and I love Buffy because she gives a medium coverage amount. And for my problem skin these days, I definitely need a medium coverage amount. So because it's summertime, my colors are darker than usual. And I'll tell you what, guys, I got burned like twice and my skin has not yet recovered. I am dealing with a whole lot of breakouts like on my forehead and stuff, and mascara covers them. She will cover them for sure, see? But it's just frustrating, you know. I'm like, kicking myself in the pants because put on a hat, girl. Wear some sunscreen. You ain't 20 anymore. Can I get a witness? All right. So with this darker color, I'm using Goddess. And with this darker color, I'm just gonna put it in my areas that I want to tone down. So breakouts, dark spots, under eye circles, those kinds of things. I'm actually, for my under eye circles, I'm actually gonna go to my usual color, which is Mango, and I'm gonna, cause that is pretty normal. And I'm gonna put that under my eyes. I don't really wanna go too dark with Goddess just because I don't need to. And that's the kind of cool thing with mascara. You can mix and match your colors. In the winter, you might be brighter. In the summertime, you're gonna be darker. So you have the freedom to do that. And when you add more colors like that, it's just gonna prolong the life of your makeup because you're not using the same color over and over and over and over again. So don't think you like have to keep buying 3 to 4 tints every time. No, it'll really last you 6 months even if you're using that many colors. Okay. And now I'm going into Wheat, and I'm going to brighten the areas in this part of my face. We're going to call that the triangle of light. I'm going to brighten here, and I'm going to brighten here, little spot there. I'm going to do my forehead here, and I'm going to take a little bit on my finger and just run it down my nose just like that. Okay, that's it. That's it for my, what you would think of as my base colors, but at Mascara, we call them our highlight colors. Okay, time to contour. Now, when we are contouring, like I said, because it's Zoom and because we don't have like a clear picture like we do in this video, we are going to be a little bit heavier in our application. Okay, so I'm gonna go right underneath my cheekbone and I'm gonna press up into it, adding shadow to my face. That's what contour does. It's adding shadow to your face, and it makes that area of light stand out even more, right? It defines the lines that are already there. We're not trying to cover, we're trying to enhance. There's a difference, right? Okay, and I'm also gonna go right on the top of my forehead here. And I like to go kind of in my temples. Another little dab, and I'm going to create a nice shadow along my jawline here. Now, if you are scared of contour, please don't be scared. I mean, look at me. It's a train wreck at first. But with this cream makeup, which I recommend for any skin type, like I have oily skin, right? Usually you wouldn't think that oily skin is gonna do well with cream makeup, but it really does help your oil because it's not drying out your skin. It's moisturizing it, and with Stay Spray, it'll stay on. What I also wanted to say is, sorry. I don't know what I was gonna say. It just like when it went over there. I don't know where it is. Bummer. I'm sure it'll come back to me. Okay, so I'm contouring my nose, adding shadow around there. And one little spot that I love to contour too is right underneath your lip here. because it's going to kind of make it a little pouty, give a little more depth to it. Okay, so I have my contour along my jawline, underneath my cheekbones, along my forehead, on my nose, and underneath my lip. And so now I'm going to take my B Squared bronzer brush, and I'm gonna lightly start blending. I'm gonna start here at my lightest color, and I'm doing a mixture of dabbing and sort of buffing. And I don't want it to be hard because I don't want to wipe off the product. I just want to blend the colors together. Kind of like that ombre effect where you're just lightly turning one color into the other. I'm going to leave my contour on my cheeks alone for now. Oops, I forgot. We need to add a little bit of color right here along the jawline. That's my highlight color, the brightening color, Wheat. And that's more just to make it look a little bit more complete. So you just need a really light application there, unless you have some problems, like I have a couple of little acne there. Blend right there. So I was totally shocked by my cousin telling me that I figured that most people, would want to put their best foot forward, it's just shocking to me. But it is kind of an interesting thing that it really does affect everyone's mood. I mean, if one person looks professional and bright and vibrant, that's going to affect the mood of everyone else around you. Whereas if you're in your PJs, kind of, look like you just kind of hopped out of bed, that kind of might bring down the mood in the meeting. So definitely, putting your best foot forward, it affects people. Okay, so we blended everything except my contour here. And look, you can see it looks super light. It doesn't look as scary as when we started off, right? Okay, I'm gonna move on to my eyes. Guess what, you guys? Eyeshadows are on their way. This week especially, there are going to be a lot of restocks for eyeshadows. I know a lot of you have been waiting for them. They're coming. If I have not color matched you yet, get in your color matches now, so when they are restocked, you can hit it and you can get what you need so it doesn't go out of stock again. And seriously guys, mascara usually doesn't have this kind of issue. It just has to do with COVID and factories getting stuff out in a quick and easy manner. It's been hard. But today I'm using the color Zion because I'm going to be using the lip and cheek colors Sandstone today, and I love Sandstone and Zion, so I'm using Zion. Of course, my bright eyes, I'm using Bird, and I'm using Sabrina today. All right, so taking into account that in a Zoom call we're going to have to use a little bit more color to stand out, I'm going to apply some color right here. I have hooded eyelids, so I'm going right above my crease using my Eyeshadow Everything brush and putting some color just on the outer corner of my eye. I'm gonna add a little bit more because I do want it to be a little intense. More intense than an everyday look, but I'm not going for an evening out look, right? Okay, so we got that side and we're gonna go the other way. When you're applying this, windshield wiper motions will do it. If you need to get on top, just little tiny circles to get it just above that crease. And you do, with hooded eyes, wanna get it above that crease. Otherwise, it's just gonna hide when you open up your eyes underneath the skin. Okay, another little dip. I'm gonna go for a little bit more color. Zion and Sandstone are super pretty colors on every skin tone. Sandstone is a matte lip and cheek, so if you have oily skin, then it's gonna be perfect for you, so you don't look ultra glossy. And sometimes you like a glossy look and that's fine. But for me, I feel like I've been jaded a little bit because I've had so much oil all my life. I'm like, stop looking shiny. Even though it's kind of in right now, right? Okay, so I've got that sign on there. I'm gonna turn my brush to the other side. I love mascara brushes because you get 2 brushes for the price of 1. Seriously, go do your research. Go look at MAC brushes and see how much they cost, and then look at Mascara's brushes and see how much they cost. And I promise you, you're getting a better brush here. I've tried them all, trust me. Okay, so I'm going underneath my eye. I'm bringing that color down. And I'm taking it pretty far, right? Can you hear my kids? Y'all, they have been fighting so much lately. I'm so over it. I'm like, where did this come from? Well, I know where it came from, but I wish it would stop. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now I'm going to dip my brush into my bright eyes using this fluffy end again, and I'm just going to dab it right in the middle of my lid. I'm not going up here. I'm staying on top of my lid. All right. Adding just a little bit more intensity here, so it shows up, so that when that light hits you on your Zoom call, you get a little shimmer, a little sparkle to enhance your eyes. Okay, there we go. Now we're gonna use a darker color. So I'm gonna go into, I'm sorry, what color did I say this was? This is oak. I don't remember what I said before, but I'm gonna use this smaller end, dip it in, and I'm gonna concentrate this color right here. Kind of make like a little V along the eyelid, and this time on the edge of your crease here. And then I kind of fill it in, going back and forth. This is adding depth to your eye. See? You're not going to want to take it too high. You want to just keep it on the outer corner there. And then fill it in. Okay, now I'm going to use this side, but I'm going to lightly blend. I don't really want to take that color inside my eye at all. I just kind of want to get rid of that line and just blend it, keeping that color pretty much on the outside. See? And I'm also going to use the other end, and I'm going to bring that dark color under the eye, but I'm going to stop pretty much, it's kind of hard to see at this angle, but on the outer corner of the color of my eye, right about there. I don't want to take it too far. Just like that. I'm going to flip my brush and blend it up, up. We want our eyes to go up. All right, there we are. Okay. So looking kind of crazy, but it's all gonna come together. So now I'm going to dip into my Sabrina, going in the inner corner of my eyes to add some light right there. And then I can bring it just a little inward too, just to light up that inner corner. Also gonna take it up here along the brow bone. Just like that. Alrighty, that's good. So I'm going to put on my eyeliner now, just a regular old Revlon eyeliner. And when you line your eye, we're gonna do the inner line. That's called your waterline. We're not taking it on top, unless you want to, but for me, I've noticed as I've gotten a little older that if I apply it on top of my lid, it kind of closes my eyelid in, and I want to make them look open. So by defining inside and contrasting that along with the white of your eye, it's gonna open up that eye. All right, gonna pause for just a hot second, put on some mascara, and I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so mascara on. I just use regular old drugstore mascara. I'm really excited because I just ordered the Thrive mascara, and I cannot wait to try it. I hear good things, so I'll let you know how I like it. Okay, heading into my blush now, same B Squared bronzer brush, and here is Sandstone, beautiful color. That's what I was gonna say. I love this color for any skin tone, but also for my skin tone for all year long. But if you have a little more fair skin tone, this is such a beautiful color for fall and winter. It's so pretty. Not to say you can't wear it in the summer, but it really is just such a gorgeous color. So I dipped my brush in there a couple of times because, again, I want a heavier application. Rule with blush, it's 1 to 2 fingers from your nose. That's where we want to keep it, okay? So I'm dabbing in the color and moving from this top part of my apple of my cheek all the way back to the hairline, just like that, okay? And I'm gonna come around the other side. Don't worry, I'm not gonna leave it like that. Dip, 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 dip. And I'm gonna do it on this side too. So we have our 2-finger rule. If you need kind of help with like, okay, where am I supposed to keep this? What are my boundaries? This is a really helpful tool to use. So I'm going right along the top of my cheekbone, not underneath it. You can see I got a little on top of it. That's okay, that's a mistake. But we're gonna just blend it away. And that's the beauty of these cream products of mascaras, is that they blend so easy. They're so forgiving. So I'm gonna blend it kind of down this way, blend just a little bit right on the edge of my contour and my blush just to blend that line. But again, I don't wanna wipe it away. And there it is, look, I cleared the spot. Coming over here, blending kind of down, blending that contour line into the blush. Just super, super light. And look, see, it looks nice and vibrant. You can see the color, but it's not like you're going to the circus, right? Okay, so now I'm going to use the Hotline brush. I'm gonna dip it into my contour color. I use the contour color Indigo, and I'm gonna go and just fill in my brows really quick. I can't tell you how much more put together your face looks when you fill in your brows, just a little bit. It doesn't have to be anything intense, right? I know that I have thicker eyebrows, and so filling it in just is kind of a little bit easier for me. But for those of you who might have thinner eyebrows, just a little bit of shadow or your contour in your eyebrows is gonna make a big difference. You don't have to spend forever doing it. Okay, so I'm just following my natural line. I'm not gonna worry about, enhancing my arches. Maybe if I was going out, I might pay more attention into making more of an arch in this area. But this is a business call, right? I really just wanna look put together. I wanna look like I'm putting my best foot forward. Filling in that part right there. Okay, so I had a little accident. That's okay. You just clear that away. There we go. All right, so that's looking pretty good there. I like to draw out just a little bit here on the edge, just so it's like lining up with the outer corner of your eye. There we are. Okay, and then I just flip my brush and I just do a quick little run through just to help blend the color into the skin and into the brow so you don't have any clumps or excess color in any one area. Okay, we're getting close, right? All right, I'm also gonna hold on to my contour color Indigo. I'm gonna use, I forget the name of this brush, but I'll link it at the bottom. I'm gonna dip it in and I'm gonna line this lip. Well, both lips, but you know what I mean. This lip, oh mine. Okay, stop talking, Sarah. Okay. Seriously, don't worry about staying in the line at this contour. You could even take a brush, doesn't even matter which, and lightly push the color out of your lip line, and you'll see it's gonna make it look fuller. You're not gonna look like a mess, I promise. I'm gonna take my same color, Sandstone, and I'm gonna make it my lip color. Now I can apply it like this with the brush, or I can just take my finger and do the same thing. Either one. So this is a matte color, remember? There's not gonna be a lot of shine to it. And you can keep building on this if you need it more intense. Using the brush will definitely make it a little bit more intense. Using your finger will do a lighter application of it. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna take this opportunity right now to go ahead and set my face with a little bit of powder just because I'm oily. If you are not oily, if you are dry, do not set with the powder. You are great. You're gonna just do some illuminator and then do some stay spray and you're perfect. But I, as an oily gal, need that powder. So it's a Zoom call and I don't want shine where I don't want shine. So I typically get super oily right in here. And just to keep that oil at bay during the call, I want to add just more mattifying elements here. That's it. Okay, and I like to put the setting powder on before I do my illuminator because if I accidentally get the setting powder where my illuminator is, it's not gonna illuminate anymore and then what's the point? So today I'm gonna be using Dulce and I'm also gonna just be using my finger to dab it in and I'm gonna start pretty much at the top of that cheekbone and pull that illuminator up along that line. Now I'm going above my cheekbone. So right here's the blush and I'm going just above it and adding in that little shimmer, that little catch of light. You know, when I first started wearing mascara makeup 2 years ago, I was like, I don't get it. I don't get illuminator. What's so great about it? And now I love it. It just adds such a nice little sheen. That shimmer, it catches the light right underneath your eyes so that your eyes stand out. You're pulling people's attention towards your eyes, adding it, and I just love it. So I'm also gonna add it right here at the very top of my brow bone. And I'm just blending that little line there so it's not so sharp. And then I'm gonna pucker up and I'm gonna add some illuminator right there on my lip. That pop of light right in front is also gonna make your lip look just a tad bit more full. Okay, so there we are. I believe we are done. So I'm gonna take my setting spray, set my face. That's just gonna keep my makeup on all day. And when I mean all day, I mean all day. Even given humidity. I wore this makeup to Houston one time. It did great with my stay spray. I was great and with oily skin, I'm telling you. Okay, just blending that stay. Okay, so this is the makeup look that I'm gonna go with for my Zoom call. It looks neutral, but if you were to look at it in Zoom, or it looks like a little bit more intense, but if you were to look at it in zoom, it would look nice and neutral. So now let's talk some strategies before on setting up our computer, setting up our space, what's going to look good, what's going to not be distracting to everyone around us. So number one, light. You want to find an area where light is going to be hitting you full on. That's going to light you up in a way that doesn't exaggerate shadows. So the best place to find would be in front of a window, a few feet back from it. You want to be sure, like if you have blinds, I'm in front of blinds right now. If I open up the blinds, look how it blows me out, okay? So you want soft light. You want it to kind of diffuse it a little bit. So either with a sheer curtain or closing those blinds is gonna work really well. You also don't want like half the light on your face, because then you have shadow on one side and then you're going to be blown out on this side. You don't want to have light coming down here. You're going to see a lot more wrinkles because it's going to add that shadow down below. You're going to get shadows underneath your eyes, underneath your nose. It's not going to be very, very complimenting at all. And you don't want up, because that's for a scary movie, right? And now for the third thing, the background. What's behind you in this Zoom call? If it's a really harsh color, it's probably not going to work out so great. It's distracting. And it might kind of affect the lighting here in front of your face. Also, do you have anything that's kind of messy in the background? Anything that's distracting? A white background, a calming background is best. Something that's not going to interfere with your face. Everyone wants to see your beautiful face. So those are my Zoom call tricks. You want to pay attention to your hair. You want to pay attention to the color that you're wearing. You want to make sure that you have a full, well, let's not say full application, but let's say a heavier application of color on your face. You want to be sure that the lighting is straight on to not have any shadows come across your face. And you also want to make sure that that screen is just above eye level with no distracting background. I hope that helps you in your Zoom call meetings this week and throughout this year, because let's face it, I think we're going to be on Zoom for quite a while. It seems that way. But know that your effort does not go unseen. Your effort does not go unseen. People appreciate when you take the time to put your best foot forward. You can add a little bit more light to someone's day with just presenting yourself in the best possible way. So I hope that helps. Happy week to you. Happy Makeup Monday. Remember, if you need a color match, click on the link in order to fill out the form. If you are ready to shop, click the link to shop. And if you have any questions, I am here for you. Mascara is the best makeup. I promise you'll love it. You should give it a try. Free shipping. You have 30 days to take it back. You have 60 days to exchange. There's really no risk involved. Happy day to you. Love the GlowMaker.